Welcome back, you guys. I just want to say thank you to all my people that have been liking the videos, watching the videos, commenting on the videos. That's greatly appreciated. Granted, I'm a small YouTube channel, I'm up and coming, but I still appreciate the love people have been giving me, regardless of how big or how small I am. I don't care about that. Make sure you just like the vid. That way, we keep growing as a community, and that way, my videos get put on the recommended slot, man. Make sure to comment anything you thought about the video, what your thoughts about it, your opinion, and any criticism, what I did right, what I doing wrong. You know, we get to improve as together. And subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel that way. That lets me know that you enjoy the content I'm making. And I'll keep doing it. I'll keep doing it. And share the video with anybody you know, man. The more you share it, the more we grow, you know? That way, the video's about to start now. Let's get straight into that vid. Yo, guys, welcome back to another video. Hold on. Good? Baby. Now, today, we're going to be reacting to another video by Chronicles of Judah 144, and I recommend y'all to subscribe to him because this video is going to talk about LeBron James, #1 fan, detonates because of J.R. Smith, bruh. Let's get into this vid, man. You know what I mean?
All right, man, peace. So as we all know, Shannon Sharp is probably LeBron James' #1 fan, as well as his second spouse. So we can expect him to be traumatized by the events of Game 1 of the 2018 NBA Finals. So let's see what he has to say about Mr. J.R. Smith. Of course, they're going to talk about it. I'm going to chime in.
But we have to start with an unbelievable Game 1 in the NBA Finals. Let's go right to the end of the game. The Cavs were down 1 in the closing seconds when LeBron passed to George Hill. Hill was fouled with just under 5 seconds left and hit the first free throw to tie the game. He then missed the second free throw, and J.R. Smith got the
Oh
rebound.
my
But
goodness.
J.R. ran to half court and time ran out. The Warriors went on to win in overtime and take a 1-0.
Yo, the Warriors bench is hype.
I'm just saying, LeBron, I thought that we was up by 7.
Series lead. Let's take a listen to Ty.
LeBron just walk away. You know what, nigga? Kiss my ass.
To Tyler and JR after that.
Look at his face.
We were tied ball game. We had a timeout, and I was trying to get us.
As far as I can remember, we were up by 7, and we had no timeouts. That's what I had thought. I was standing there waiting for the free throw. I didn't realize it was George taking the free throw. I thought it was Steph Curry, so I didn't know what was going on. Anybody got some good weed right now? I need to relax.
Oh, man.
Right there, trying to get no space to bring it out to get it, maybe get a shot.
He don't need weed, he need the Henny. You know what I mean? Henny
That's really
guy.
what you was doing, bro. You was running out the half court to get a good shot up. But then again, you know what? A half court shot is a good shot for you.
Any shot is a good shot for JR, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Brown wants to call timeout on your NBA career right now.
Game was over. I knew we were tied. It's just I thought we was gonna call timeout because I got the rebound. I'm pretty sure.
Why ain't call timeout your damn self? You're just an idiot. You know what I mean?
I didn't think I was gonna shoot over Katie right there. So
You knew you were tied, but you thought that you guys were going to call timeout. So how come you just didn't call timeout, bro?
if I thought we were ahead, then I would have just held him to the ball and let us foul.
He thought it was over.
What, the game or his career?
Both.
Thought it was over. He thought we were up 1. I mean,
Look at Tyler. Tyler's talking about JR like JR's one of his badass kids or something. I'm sorry, officer. He's just a bad apple. I'll do whatever you want me to do.
I mean,
He was tired of that nigga.
Anyway, you know, so it was tough. You know, he had like a little. He could have had a little floor. Somebody was there. Then you know, you think about calling the timeout, but then Braun was open for a second, and then it just happened too fast.
Shannon, how much is JR to blame for this loss?
Skip. I sat at home last night, and I broke my 101-inch television. I did a crane kick on my TV, Skip, because I was so angry. I had never been this angry in my life. The last time I was this mad was when me and Bron broke up for about a week. I can't believe this. I've never been this mad in my life, Skip. Savannah around the back room and said, "What's wrong, Shannon?" I said, "This nigga J.R. Smith done fucked up our chances again. I can't believe this."
He's not 100% responsible for this loss, Skip.
Yeah, he's not 100% responsible, Skip. I just give him 99.7%.
Oh, Skip. Sometimes in stressful situations, the human mind will shut down.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. But it also depends on your ability to have forethought. If you allow yourself to just live through the situation as it's transpiring and you're in a stressful condition, you may blank out. You may forget what you need to do in an adverse situation. That's why you have to think ahead. LeBron James is already thinking 6-7 steps ahead. That's why he never had to concern himself with those situations, at least at this point in his career. At one time, and hopefully LeBron can reflect back on this and have a little bit of compassion for JR. He had his own issues and mind lapses during the 2011 finals.
Now, everybody's talking.
That man went in a game and dropped 8 points against the Mavericks, bro. Damn, bro. I think it was either 8 points or 11. One of the two. I know it's somewhere around that area, bro. Damn, son.
And I know you remember this. In 1984, Magic Johnson dribbled 13 seconds off the clock in a tied ball game, 113-113, and he dribbled time off the clock.
That's
I'm
facts.
still not sure Magic didn't know the score. I thought he just wasn't urgent enough and he let the clock get away from him.
Yes.
And as I mentioned in another video, Michael Jordan also had issues with the shot clock in Game 1 of the 1998 NBA Finals against the Utah Jazz. More than one. There were two separate situations where he let the shot clock run out.
I would have had, if you read J.R. lips, and I'm not a lip reader, but I read very well, he says, "I thought we were ahead."
He said it.
That's what he said.
Yeah, and
on the court with LeBron.
things back to him that weren't very nice.
Yeah, LeBron.
So all those comments he made after the game is proved null and void because we saw the man say it. He said, "I thought we was up ahead." So ain't no excuse out of JR to make a mental mistake like that. He's just dumb, man.
Looking at it, and he's like, "I thought we were ahead." And then he gets in that T. Lue says he thought we had it. He thought we were ahead by one.
Well,
and then he
just laid it on the line.
And then then JR comes back and says, "I knew we were tied."
No.
Really?
No.
Yeah, he's only making himself look stupid. He needs to just be a man and say, "I fucked up," and move forward.
No, you didn't.
That's all he can do, bro.
And here's the thing, Skip, that's not the only mistake. Right at the end of the half, Skip, they got a foul to give. They got a foul to give, and you let Steph.
Shannon, if he doesn't know the score of a tie game in Game 1 of the NBA Finals, you think this nigga cares that they have a foul to give right before the half? He was running out trying to get a steal to stop Steph Curry from catching the ball, as opposed to just being cognizant of the fact that he could have fouled him right there. Steph Curry got a wide-open 32, 33-foot jump shot, which is nothing for him.
Steph Curry, you go on the backside. Steph turned, and you let him get off a three-point shot.
So much happened in that game, I can't even compute that. That's so far out
But
of my head.
that just goes to show you how JR. But Skip, you got the KD made a gross error. He didn't box him out.
Absolutely.
You get the ball.
JR should have went up for the layup, bro.
They're gonna call a timeout. You got the ball, JR. Call timeout.
Skip, that's what I yelled at my TV last night when this nigga got the ball. I said, "Nigga, call timeout. Call timeout." He dribbling like Curly Neal. That's what I kicked through my television set, Skip. I'm gonna send the bill to JR too.
Oh. The referees are looking at you. Even if LeBron is calling a timeout.
Call timeout.
In the Houston game, Draymond was trying to call a timeout. Steve Kerr. But the referees are looking at the guy with the ball, okay? Is he traveling? Is he getting fouled? Is he trying to call timeout?
Yep.
So all six of their eyes are fixated on you, JR. If you thought they were going to call a timeout, why didn't you call it? JR, just as simple as this. And I'm not going to put it on you because George Hill could have made this maybe a moot point if he makes that second free throw.
Yeah, but I knew that George Hill was not going to make the second free throw. When he was on the free throw line, he was breathing so hard, I didn't think he was going to make either one. So it did not surprise me when he missed the second one.
He was nervous as hell,
But I
bro.
wasn't counting on that, considering that KD had missed one earlier. So KD is a, 89, 90% free throw shooter. He missed one. George Hill has basically been 81%.
Yo, look how easy. Yo, KD is falling back, bro. Look how easy it is for him to put up the ball up, man. You right there, JR. Put the ball up. You're not going to get blocked by a man who's falling backwards, bro. And everybody else got boxed out, too.
In the playoffs, so the likelihood of him making both of those weren't very good. But Skip, you can't have this kind of mistake after as hard as you played, as well as you. I thought they played well in
You
area.
just said that. I thought we were up.
Crushed Golden State on the boards. 15 more offensive rebounds. 15 more total rebounds, Skip. Now, they turned the ball over a little bit, and that's kind of what got Golden State back in the game in the second quarter. But even when Golden State took 11-point lead late in the ball game, LeBron says, nah, bro, I'm not going to let you guys run it high today. I'm going to...
Yeah. That's when I was watching the game. I said, baby, go ahead. Never let them stop you. What we saw last night, Skip Bayless, was the greatest performance in NBA history. We saw a one-eyed man score 51 points. When has Michael Jordan ever done that? Tell me that, Skip Bayless. When has a Cyclops ever scored 51 points? The man only had one eye. I said, go ahead, baby. If you had two eyes, you'd have had 102 points. I consider him the greatest scorer in NBA history now because Will Chamberlain had 100 points. And my baby had two eyes, he'd have had 102 points. How you like that?
I'm going to read right here. Skip, you can't have that. When you play as well as they
Oh,
play,
man.
LeBron did a great job of controlling the clock, Skip, because if you notice, every shot was basically 7 seconds or less. So they weren't getting quick shots. They were getting great looks. But, JR, you can't have this kind of mistake. And the officials, Skip, LeBron James was nowhere close to the restricted area. And they said, well, we thought he was in the... Skip, he's 3 feet away from the restricted area.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. And when you watch that foul call, the baseline referee looked like he was hesitant to call the charge.
He swallowed his
He was
whistle.
about to do the arm motion, then he stopped because the other referee supposedly called it a blocking foul. And if the only thing that you're checking for is whether or not his feet were in the restricted area, then something is rotten in Denmark because he was definitely not in the restricted area. Now, as I was saying, I was speaking to my father on the phone last night while we were watching the game, and he told me that he thought that LeBron was still sliding. So it's one thing if that's what you're checking for or if that's the reason why you're calling it a block, but that's not the reason why you called it a block.
Area. And then NBA, you got to do away with this rule. Skip, imagine in replay in the NFL. You go to look and see if the guy had possession of the ball. No, he didn't have possession, but he was pass interfered with, so we're going to call a 15-yard penalty because that's what they did. LeBron James was nowhere near the restricted area. And you said, well...
Yeah, that call was
that
BS.
That was a cop-out official. We ask our players to be great in big moments, in pressure moments. And these officials were not great in big moments, Skip.
Yeah, the entire crew was terrible. The entire officiating crew was terrible.
Because LeBron James picked Kevin
They
Durant
called a lot of
in
BS
Cleveland.
calls for the Golden State Warriors in that game, too, bro. They got a lot of foul calls, especially in that overtime period.
He fouled him, Skip. He grabbed it. If you call it on Skip, if you call it on one end, you got to call it on the other because that was the same play
That right there was a
Kevin
block.
Durant got called, and LeBron didn't get it. So these officials, Ed Malloy, Tony Brothers, and who was the other guy? Kenny Mauer.
That was a foul.
You deserve to be there because I guess during the course of the regular season and in the playoffs, you've been great. But that wasn't your finest moment down the stretch of this basketball game.
It certainly wasn't. But let me say this, and as I've stated in another video, things always balance out in the long run because the Cavaliers got just about every call down the stretch of that 2016 finals. And for those of you who remember, when LeBron was on his march to win his first title, ironically enough, against Kevin Durant, when Kevin Durant was still with the OKC Thunder, there was a very, very, very controversial call at the end of, I believe it was Game 2, where LeBron fouled KD clearly, but they called it a clean block. So, it is what it is.
I got to check that out.
I don't know what you were thinking, but I tell you what, bro, you need to come out and have you about a 20-point night on Sunday night because...
JR, let me say this real quick, Skip, before I pass it to you. J.R. Smith, if I ever see your ass in the street, I promise you it's going to be first-degree assault on that ass. I promise you that.
Man, they're looking at you sideways.
So,
He expect JR to have 20 points. He expected
J.R.
to have
Smith does
20
not
points.
deserve full
That's funny.
blame for what happened last night. But trust me on this, history will give him full blame for what happened
Definitely.
last night, because this will be remembered forever and ever as the J.R. Smith game.
Yeah, the just retarded game.
I happened to cover a game in also 1984 in which Derek Harper dribbled out the clock as a rookie against the Lakers for the Dallas Mavericks I was covering at Reunion Arena. Nobody remembers anything about that game except that Derek Harper dribbled out the clock. Nobody will remember anything but that this was an all-time historic mental gaffe and blunder by a player known for boneheaded decisions.
And that's the biggest issue with me. And that's why I stay on JR. Because this is not a one-time thing. J.R. Smith is known for having mental breakdowns, especially in big moments. As I stated, he was with the Knicks for about 3 years. This dude probably made at least 4 or 5 completely idiotic decisions every season.
I'll give you an example. It was the Knicks versus the Magic at the Garden. I think it was down 2, 96-94, with a couple seconds left to go. We got the ball inbounded. J.R. Smith decides to chuck up a shot when Melo was wide open. He never gave Melo the ball. I remember that play specifically, because I was watching that game. I watched that game through and through. And J.R. Smith made a dumb play. So, of course, J.R. Smith's known for that, man. And he knows for his shenanigans, too, especially with untying players' shoelaces. He did that to Vince Carter one time.
And plays and incidents, right?
Yes, correct.
So if I'd given you the 2 rosters before the game and said, pick the one guy who makes the all-time gaffe here, the biggest mental error you've ever seen, you'd go down and you'd say, I put JR at the top.
JR
right?
1, JaVale McGee 2.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree.
And we heard from the both of them last night. There's no doubt about that. JR 1, JaVale McGee 2. Imagine if those niggas were on the same team. Oh, my goodness sakes. Whew. You'd have to put helmets on their head.
I would put JR 1.
It'd be a comedy show.
Because we've seen more of these from J.R. Smith.
And he plays more.
He does play more, and his concentration, as we know, can come and it can go. He has literal amnesia on some nights, which can be really great for a three-point shooter because you don't remember all those misses, and all of a sudden, when you least expect it, he'll go crazy hot.
LeBron got that look on his face like, my nigga, not now, not now.
It was disastrous to have amnesia at this moment because I just think JR forgot where he was. And to your point, Kevin Durant was on the hook for a moment to go down as the GOAT of this game. And I'm talking about the lowercase GOAT, as in he gets all the blame for the loss. He didn't, at 7 feet tall, block out a 6'6" guy he has position on in the lane, right? And the ball is shot short, obviously, by George Hill, and it's not that short. Kevin could have just easily, he's got, 9?
Kevin actually did a half-hearted block out. His problem is he needs to get his ass in the gym because JR actually was able to push him forward to get position on a rebound.
9-foot wingspan. He could have just reached out with one arm and just snatched it, and guess what? Game's over because Kevin Durant, as you say, he's just going to march to the other end and shoot 2 free throws, and it's ball game. We're having a whole different conversation. But it falls to J.R. Smith. So now, to your point, if you're really on top of it, if you have LeBron's sort of basketball genius, you just immediately call timeout and try to figure out how to get out of this. You've got a timeout to get. Or you look for LeBron for a kick-out pass and a catch-and-shoot at the buzzer. I like that option. I'll go with that. LeBron had a hot hand for much of the game, right?
Yes.
Or number 3, and this is probably most likely when it comes to J.R. Smith, knowing he has a scorer's mentality, and he's fearless, he's probably, if he thinks that you're down 1, if he knows he's down 1, he's probably going to go right back up with it. So, as Tyler said, you could shoot a little sort of fadeaway floater in the lane, I don't know, from about 6-7 feet, right?
Yes.
Look, this is not even really much of a debate. We all know that J.R. Smith thought that they were up by 1. So, the speculation as to why he did what he did is pretty much fruitless. We know why he dribbled all the way out to the half-court line because he thought that they were up by 1 and that they were going to try to foul him. He was trying to run the clock out.
Yes. Is he capable of making that? Yeah, he's capable of making that. Or You could attack. You could try to go right back up through. Now you've got 7-foot Kevin Durant between you and the basket.
Right.
That's a tall order. But could he get fouled and go to the free throw line and then have 2 free throws?
He could have made the layup, bro, if he attempted it.
To win?
Which makes one.
Okay, just make one,
But Skip,
maybe.
if he thought it was tied, you don't really do. Why do you need a 3? A 2 will win the game. Just you're not down 2, you're tied.
Okay.
So if you believe you're tied, why are you running to the 3-point line?
Well,
That's my question. As I watched that game, I was so mad, Skip. I had a tight T-shirt on. I ripped it off. I made so much noise. Woke up Savannah and the kids. Then I did a crane kick on my 101-inch TV. I sent the bill to J.R. Smith, dumbass. I can't believe this shit. I gotta get a new TV before game 2. Can you believe this? Wasted 51 points for my man.
well, he was ahead by 1. So
Exactly.
he's dribbling out the clock. Yeah, no, I got you.
That's my point. Is what he said.
Clearly did. There's no doubt about that. And then in the bigger picture, the Cavaliers were just shell-shocked, devastated.
Yeah,
they were dropped. They were back on their backs on the mat, and they couldn't get back up in time for the overtime. No shock. And they lost the overtime 17-7. So now let's go backwards to what led to the JR blunder. And you talked about the block charge. Okay, I want to ask you a tough question here. Did ultimately they get the call right in your eyes? No matter how they got to it, you say it's the wrong sort of process to get to
Right.
it, right? Okay, did they get the call right?
I believe LeBron, he was planted. Now, was he leaning? Was he?
They got the call wrong. Simply because they called it for the wrong reason. If they said, oh, we're checking for him sliding his feet, then yeah, they got the call right. Most definitely. But they called it because they thought he was in the restricted area, so they got the call wrong. No ifs or buts about it, bro.
Was he in a guarding position? They say you can get a charge even if you're not stationary if you're in a guarding position. I believe LeBron James was in a guarding position. But here's the thing, Skip. We thought he was in the restricted area.
Absolutely. So all these hypothetical questions in regards to whether or not he was stationary or not are moot. The justification that the referees used for why they were reviewing the play is that they wanted to verify whether or not he was in the restricted area. He was not. So that was a charge.
Skip, he was nowhere close. Kenny Mauer, who made the call, look where he's standing. He sees it. He sees LeBron is 3-4 feet from the restricted area.
Okay, but remember, Tony Brothers is up top, and maybe he doesn't have quite the angle, but he immediately puts hands on hips and calls a block foul on LeBron.
But the ref on the baseline was about to make the charge motion, saying that it was a charge. These refs were out of their gourd during this game, bro. They didn't know what they was doing.
Had simultaneous opposite calls on that play, those two referees.
Tony Brothers had a better look because he's where he's standing. He has a better look than Kenny Mauer because Kenny Mauer is up under the basket, so he really can't. Maybe he can't tell. I mean, he just sees. He knows LeBron's feet is nowhere near the restricted area. But Tony Brothers, from where he's standing, he got the best view.
Tony Brothers doesn't.
Well, Tony Brothers is the one who called the block, brother. Ken Mauer was the one who called the charge, or was about to.
Yes.
He's calling it against LeBron.
Right, correct.
Okay? So, again, I get your formatic look at this where you don't think that in this situation they should even go review it or have the right to go review it because it's like a pass interference call or whatever you want to do in football. It's strictly a judgment call that you shouldn't have the benefit of replay. I thought LeBron wasn't quite set. I thought he didn't quite get. I thought he was still moving a little bit.
Granted, he was moving a little bit. Okay, you're right on that. But the reason they called the call was the wrong reason they called the call. Plain and simple. It's a charge.
To the left.
That's the same thing my pop said.
And again, it's easy for me to call it because I couldn't call it in real time.
Exactly.
I couldn't call it. I don't know what I would have called.
If they would have went with the block in the beginning, I could have lived with it. I could live with it. If you call it in the beginning, I could live with it. Skip.
I agree.
Skip this tuck rule. This tuck rule is a fumble. You go to the replay and say, no, he was doing it. And you know it wasn't.
But on the tuck rule, when I saw it 29,000 times, the more I saw it, the worse the call got.
Yes.
And it got overturned by a replay.
Right.
What? And again, Al Davis pulled me aside at the next training camp and said that came from New York, and that was just strictly to get me.
He went to his deathbed believing that, Skip.
You know, and he didn't say get me. He said something else.
Yeah.
Right? So the point is here, I still think they actually got the call right, but it was a huge turning point because Cleveland's up 2 with 36 seconds left.
Yeah, that would have been a huge play. If LeBron gets that charge call with 36 seconds left, you already know what he's going to do. He's going to get the basketball at the top of the key, top of the three-point line. He's going to spread out his shooters, and he's going to try to take it to the cup.
Left. You're going to have...
They're going to have to foul.
Yeah. You got him, man.
Yes.
You got him.
Yes.
I think you got a good chance to get that game home. And by the way, just a quick point of view here. I picked the Cavs last night because I thought Game 1 was eminently stealable. There's no Iguodala. Golden State's a little shaky coming off Houston. Maybe they're not even taking the Cavaliers seriously enough at this point.
Absolutely. That's the number one reason why the game was so close for so long. Golden State was playing like they were in a regular season game. They have no respect for the Cavaliers. And they better accumulate some respect very soon, or this series could become a problem. And if they're faced with a Game 7 situation with LeBron James in their building, that's not going to be an easy win. That's not going to be an easy kill.
Point. But whatever, you got them where you want them because you survived, you weathered the third quarter storm, which they have been the all-time greatest third quarter team in the history of the playoffs, but they have been routinely shaky in fourth quarters. So you went out and won the, 29-23, you won the fourth quarter.
Right.
That's pretty great.
Right.
So you had them right where you wanted them. So now we come to the crux of this argument, which becomes LeBron James has the basketball with 7 or 8 seconds left, top of the circle with the switch that he wants. He's got a 6'3" liability on defense. That's according to you.
Yes.
You do not like Steph Curry as a defender, correct?
Yes.
So now LeBron has the basketball with Steph on him, and he's got some options here. He can rise up and shoot over the 6'3" guy, and I'm pretty sure Steph
Kevin Durant and Draymond Green's right there, bruh. And shooting over wouldn't be a good shot anyway.
Curry cannot bother him at all on his jump shot, right? Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
Or he can attack again. He'd been attacking down the stretch. And man, nobody had been able to keep him from the rim because there's just not many humans who can. So could he have gotten to the rim or the free throw line if he attacks down the lane?
Maybe, Skip, but I'm thinking, I'm trying to put myself in LeBron. Now, he has Kyle Korver in the short porch. Klay Thompson.
LeBron made the right play there. He caught George Hill cutting to the basket. That was going to be an easy layup unless Klay Thompson did what he did, which was try to impede his progress by fouling him. LeBron made the right play there.
Klay Thompson's trying to play too.
He is?
So he says, well, if George Hill sneaks through, Klay runs with him, I'm going to throw this pass to Kyle Korver for a wide open three. Klay realizes that he's sneaking George Hill behind him, and Klay grabs him. Klay doesn't grab him, George Hill has a layup.
No, I got that.
So, Skip, I don't have a problem with that.
That really was a faux pas on the part of Draymond Green because he was not watching the ball and watching his man at the same time. Now, of course, he's more concerned about LeBron than George Hill because he knows that if he follows George Hill cutting to the basket, LeBron's going to be able to drive on Steph. But,
no question.
I mean, either way, you have to make sure that you're watching the ball and your man.
With that play.
Okay? I have a huge problem with it. I'm going to say this one more time. You continue to tell me that LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan. There is no way Michael Jordan passes that basketball, even though you can argue he made...
That sounds like cap. Jordan would have done the same thing.
...the right play because there was a flash of George Hill got a step on his back cut.
Yeah.
So there's a flash of open George Hill. Do you really want to put the NBA Finals in George Hill's hands? What did I tell you at trade deadline?
Look at this, Skip. Look where the guy's playing. Now, that's Draymond right there. So where is he going to drive to?
Drive?
Yeah.
Where was he going to drive to throughout the fourth quarter? He just kept powering up through the whole defense.
But they weren't coming with the double team. They weren't bringing the double team. But
okay.
When you look at the defense right here, they basically had LeBron hemmed in. Kevin Durant was trying to guard the left-hand drive. Draymond was going to try to stop the right-hand drive. LeBron really had no option other than to pass the ball to George Hill. He made the right play.
See, in that situation, look where Draymond is now.
Okay, here's what I want. He had such a hot hand. Have you seen him with a much hotter hand?
No, I mean, he played unbelievable.
Okay, shot the ball better. And I tweeted this early in the game because the ABC guys were talking about it. his jump shot gets better and better in year 15 than I've ever seen it.
I agree. Right now, LeBron is one of the top mid-range jump shooters off the dribble in the NBA. There's no doubt about that.
It used to look awkward and shaky, and like I kind of wince when he started to shoot it. Now he goes up just pure.
Nice rotation on the ball.
Pretty. Like he goes up with conviction, like I'm going to make.
That pull-up wouldn't even work because either Draymond Green or Kevin Durant would have contested with Curry. So I don't see that happen.
Every one of these. So I just thought he was just going to take a dribble and just go up and shoot it. Because would I like his chances? I would like his chances.
Maybe if Draymond wasn't there, Skip. Because
And KD. And I think that it's necessary that you mention that fact. Not only was Draymond there to try to pin him in and stop him from driving to the right, KD was there to pin him in and stop him from driving left. So LeBron was hemmed in. His only option was to rear up and shoot over Steph Curry. And he wasn't going to do that, not with George Hill cutting to the basket.
Here's the thing. Steph is playing him to his left because they know LeBron likes to get that jump shot off, checking to his left.
Okay.
So Steph is kind of playing him there because he knows he has Draymond to his right. LeBron is not a drive right, pull up and shoot that shot. That's not his shot. If you notice him, he's going to get to his left or he's going to check to his left.
Do you think he could get a jump shot on Steph Curry?
Yeah, he can get a jump shot.
He can.
But here's the thing. Getting a jump shot and getting a good jump shot are two different things. And he didn't feel he could get
Left.
Well, getting a jump shot and getting a layup are two different things. That's truly what matters. And he had George Hill wide open.
Last night it
That's
didn't
a
feel
fact,
like
man.
He needed a good jump shot. He just needed airspace.
Skip. George Hill is going to get a
Hey,
layup.
what did I tell you about George Hill at the trade deadline? This isn't 2020 hindsight. I told you. I know this player. He played for my Spurs for 3 years. And in those 3 years, they got eliminated twice in the first round, and then they made it 1 year to the second round and got swept by the Phoenix Suns featuring Goran Dragic. Swept. That was George Hill's Spurs. And I'm not blaming him completely. He's just not that guy. Now, I know you say he's an 80% playoff free throw shooter. Okay, but do you really want him taking the shot? This is the flashpoint turning point of this whole finals. It's going to resonate from here on.
Well, we'll see. It depends on how they perform in game number 2. And when I say they, I'm talking about both the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors. Because I don't think there's a guarantee that Golden State wins game 2.
You got them. If you steal game
They
1,
blew their
you know
ass out in
what's gonna
game 2.
happen. Golden State's going to be playing uphill from here on.
Absolutely. If Cleveland had won that game 1, now Golden State is in the predicament where they have to stop LeBron James in game 2. And you know he's going to be feeling really swaggy in game 2. Then you got to head to Cleveland and get at least one game. So this loss is definitely a big loss for them. Very, very big loss. Now, whether or not it's insurmountable, we're going to find out.
Maybe all the way to game 7, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you like to see LeBron James with a game 2 at Golden State when they're down a game?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Would you love to see that?
I would.
Okay.
But you know what?
Don't put the game in his hands. Listen, I was shocked he made the first free throw.
So was I.
I know this guy. I thought he might miss both of them. When he made the first, I thought, man, there's a chance. There's a chance.
How did he
might
miss
make
the
this.
second one?
Way short. Short arm.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
It's 101.
But here's the thing, though, Skip. If you make the right play, see, we applaud Jordan for passing the ball to Kerr, to passing the ball to Paxson. He could have easily risen up. Nobody was blocking his shot. He could.
Hey, but remember, he called
But
both
Skip,
players, and he told both players, "You're going to make this."
Skip, this is what you.
Skip, I hate when you do this. You know that right now I'm depressed. And instead of comforting me, you're going to try to put your foot on my neck. I can't believe it. You know I'm traumatized because of last night. Because of what Just Retarded Smith did to me. Besides that, I kicked through my damn television. See, I'm still mad about that shit. I love that TV. To hell with you, J.R. Smith. And then you're going to bring up Jordan. Why? I hate Jordan. I hate you.
This is extemporaneous.
No,
It's too funny, man.
George Hill in the huddle, you're going to get the ball.
But if the guy's up under the basket, Skip.
But you have to think. He's got the highest IQ in the history of basketball.
Yes, and so he made the right play.
Process. Do I really want to put the whole NBA Finals in George Hill's
Do I want to put a layup in George Hill's hand?
No.
The guy's an NBA player.
It's going to be a layup.
Skip it.
How do you know he's going to make the layup?
Skip, stop.
Yeah, that was a layup. Come on, Skip, stop.
Skip, stop. See, Skip, now you being...
Skip is stretching this shit.
Skip, shit like this made me want to choke you. I really wish I could choke you right now.
I want Michael Jordan #2, or you say this is better than Jordan. I want him taking the shot.
But Michael,
you do too.
But he passed to Curry and Paxson. He didn't.
And this is totally different defense that gets played today, because they have 5 shooters out there on the floor. So you can't even play the same defense today that you did back in the 90s against Jordan. Just totally different. That's why you really can't compare eras.
He didn't take the shot.
That's facts, man.
Always passed it.
But he did.
In
the NBA
called the play.
Just because he called it doesn't.
You can't do it, Shannon. You can't have it both ways. That's not the right play. The right play.
So why was it the right play for Jordan? Why was it the right play for Jordan?
Because he called it in the huddle, and he told him. Ask Steve Kerr. He pulled Steve Kerr aside and said, "I'm going to give you the basketball, and you're going to make it."
Don't do that.
I could have told you what was coming. I could have told you.
Let me ask you a question.
I turned to Ernst and I said, "I can't believe he made the first free throw."
Let me ask you a question, Skip. How did you get a wife? How does Ernestine stay with your old ass? So bitter and angry, bringing up all the negativity on my man every day. That's why you got so many wrinkles, because you're so negative.
Let me ask you a question. Would you rather have George Hill with a 3-foot layup or John Paxson trying to make a 15-foot jumper?
He didn't have a 3-foot layup. He just got grabbed by Klay Thompson, who also has a high basketball IQ.
Bro, come on, Skip. You know what's up, bro.
He's mostly playing zone.
Skip, that's my point. He's going back door for a layup. If he doesn't grab him, he's going to have a layup. See, you're looking at, here's the thing, and I keep telling you this. You're looking at the aftermath. You cannot run a LeBron James.
I would have first guessed that one.
No.
I would have said, don't. After he's got such a hot hand, just take the shot.
No.
Just go up.
But see, that's the
Okay,
thing.
are you guarded by Kevin Durant at 7 feet tall? No.
He was 10 or 15 against Kevin Durant, so that's the point.
Yeah, he was just cooking everybody.
What I'm saying, how many times have you ridiculed Steph Curry's defense to me? How many times?
But it wasn't Steph Curry who was guarding LeBron. LeBron was being guarded by 3 different dudes at once, and he read the play, and he made the appropriate play, Skip Bayless. Somebody needs to explain exactly what defense they were playing on LeBron to Skip Bayless.
You said it yesterday.
Look at this here. Look at what this is. Look at Kevin Durant. Look at
You finally saw Kevin Durant, brother?
Draymond Green.
Took you long enough, bro.
Don't
Damn.
let the ball leave your hands with 4 seconds
LeBron,
left.
Skip, you're the only one.
Somehow
I knew.
You know what?
Somehow I knew you would find a way to find fault.
I'm only getting started. I can't wait until our next question.
I know you was going to find fault. Now, we see now, everybody can see what I saw. Kevin Durant at the free throw line.
Don't put her.
You finally saw Kevin Durant, brother? Good for you. Skip Bayless, you are so lucky that this segment about to come to an end, because I'm this close to snapping your neck like a twig.
Put it on everybody. They're actually
Them bifocals on. You couldn't see Kevin Durant, brother. Damn, bro.
He threw the ball to George Hill. How many did I tell you at the trade deadline about George Hill?
Forget that notwithstanding. He's there now.
Wrong guy. Don't throw it to George Hill. He's not that guy.
But hold on. You was just applauding George Hill for Game 7 that he had in Boston.
George Hill?
Yes, George Hill.
I don't remember saying one word about George Hill. I said it about Jeff Green. I didn't say anything about George Hill.
Oh, my goodness. Skip Bayless. Everybody's just watching that. They see Kevin Durant at
Don't put it on everybody. Believe it or not, there's some people who actually are on my side about this because they know what's happening.
Did you not see Kevin Durant and Draymond Green?
You cannot make that play. We could be having such... What did I tell you yesterday? LeBron was going to be in position to win this game. Did I tell you that?
Let me ask you a question.
You picked Golden State.
I did.
I picked LeBron, and he had the ball in his hands with a chance.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Were you surprised?
Let me ask you a question.
Were you surprised?
Was I surprised what?
That LeBron had the ball with 4 seconds left and a chance to go win the game.
Yeah. Why would I be surprised, Skip Bayless? LeBron has the ball 101% of the time. Why would I be surprised he got it at the end of the game? This is right before I kicked my TV in.
Yeah, you must have been shocked because you picked Golden State.
Yo, son, this man is too funny, son.
I had it, but I couldn't turn the whole series around. Make the shot, Kings. Make the shot. That's all I'm asking.
Let me ask you a question.
Make the shot, King.
That ball to George Hill.
Not Jordan.
He didn't.
Because you have the luxury 20/20 hindsight.
Your restaurant is closed to both George Hill and LeBron. They can't get in.
I knew you would somehow find a way, but everybody saw KD and Draymond Green at the free throw line.
You can't defend this. You cannot defend it.
Defend what, Skip? My man had 51 points, 8 assists, and 8 rebounds with one eye. As I stated, he's the highest scoring Cyclops in NBA history. And of course, you find a way to talk bad about it. You probably try to blame LeBron for the volcano in Hawaii.
Defend it.
I'm never going to defend right. I'm never going to defend right. Right will stand alone.
He has scored 51
I don't care if
points
he
in
has
that
71.
one. 51
I don't
points,
care.
and has had as hot a hand from
Yep.
distance as I've ever seen in any big game.
Hey.
In any that we have come from Greg Popovich screaming at the Spurs, get away from, let him shoot those
Yeah,
shots.
that was 10 years
all
ago.
through 2013
That was 10,
and all
11
through
ago.
2014.
No, that wasn't 10 years ago, brother. That was 2013 when Greg Popovich was saying, let him shoot that shot. Once again, LeBron James was not good in the finals in 2013 until about the middle of Game 6. He was not good. So this fallacy that LeBron has always been great in the finals, that is not true. He's been great for the last 4 finals against Golden State. And really, the first finals against them, he was just shot jacking. So he's been truly great the last 3. And this season, he's been better offensively than I've ever seen him in his career.
14. All through 2014, the whole mantra of the Spurs is asking, daring to shoot outside. Just
How'd that work out for him?
flag off. Well, it should have won 2013.
I don't know.
and it won 2014
No.
No.
But it did. Like you told me,
You
it
lost
did.
again. You lost
No,
again,
it-
Shannon.
Yeah.
You got blown off the floor by a record margin
He
in
lost.
2014.
I'm never
It's
gonna.
okay.
I'm
It's
never
okay.
gonna defend right.
Just be Jordan.
I'm-
Be Jordan.
Well, he should have
Take the shot.
Jordan. So now I'm just gonna make sure just.
Skip, I've never been madder than I am right now. Never in life. I wish I could take these ugly ass glasses off my face and beat you with them.
Just so because Jordan told Kerr that if they come double me and Paxson, if they come double me, he can pass the ball. Even though he's Michael Jordan, he can rise up and shoot it.
You told him he called the play. 12 times called the play. Did they take
Skip, you're so lucky I get paid doing this shit. Well, I promise you I'd break your neck.
a timeout?
We've got a lot more on Game 1.
Do we?
Skip and Shannon will grade LeBron's
Can't wait
performance.
for this because
next.
I know what's coming.
But anyway, that was a fun little segment. Peace.
All right, y'all. That's going to be the end of the video, man. Let's hear that outro song play. You feel me? Man, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Be sure to like, be sure to comment, be sure to subscribe, and be sure to share the video. Yay! Now I'm out of here.